Another spontaneous trip out to the Jefferson property because I got my days mixed up. Cancellations, then snow, and I thought this was the morning that I go get pine pups, but that's tomorrow morning. So it is already 10:12, which is not how I like to do trips out to Jefferson, but I had to pack up provisions. Sustenance is kind of important out there. And hopefully I didn't forget something important. I brought a fork. I brought lunch and dinner. Since you know, it's after breakfast. But I do brunch, so I will have the sandwich when I get there. And then I will have pasta for dinner, which should give me enough sustained energy to last close to sunset, if not after. And that will all depend on how much I can actually get done versus the things that I can't get done, because there's just me and I'm simply not strong enough. And oh look, there went the pasta falling on the floor. Yes, it's in a container, but I had it in the window so it could stay warm. Hopefully that sticks. And even though it's Thursday, not Friday, it is after 10, so I stopped to get gas, and when I did that, I gave all the big trucks and RVs and, you know, the whole convoy of 20 plus cars time to catch up to me. So now I'm at the back of it, and unless a whole lot of people turn and stop in Grant, this is how it's going to be. Well, we got two passing lanes where a few people will pass and get further ahead. But anyway, this is the game. So you just take a deep breath. Remember to just breathe. And just accept the fact you're not getting anywhere in a hurry for a while. I've decided that this is going to be my karma for all the years that I was the one riding someone's ass in such a big hurry to get wherever I was going because I was being flooded by adrenaline. See, even adrenal fatigue has its positive side. It forced me to learn how to calm my ass down and chill. Everyone I've passed since turning into stage stop has, you know, acknowledged me as they are aware and present that I am one of them. At least that's how I take it. Back in my neighborhood, we called it being neighborly. And it extended to strangers on the street. A show of respect that you acknowledge their presence. Something that people who live in huge populations never quite seem to be able to comprehend, much less understand. So should anyone care. Unlike the other people who operate hospices for dogs, they do it because they all have a story behind the calling. Once upon a time, even here in America, even the white people, although brainwashed by religion, believed in calling. A calling. They're calling. They're calling from their higher power, which happened to be the God of the Bible. And that's as far as I'm going with that. So anyway, they formed communities because they understood that they just understood survival kind of sort of depended on it. And in my case, my story, I'm just trying not to die homeless. Because that's the course my life was on when I arrived in Colorado 7 years ago. And had it not been for the kindness of strangers, because goodness knows I didn't know them and they didn't know me, but we trusted one another. And someone like me does not take trust lightly. I also don't take betrayal of said trust lightly. See, I'm very well balanced. But that being said, this is why I do relate so passionately to hospice situation when it comes to canines. They are probably the most loyal, unconditionally loving creatures in all of creation. I mean, they stay loyal to the people who beat them and abuse them. I mean, the only other species I know that does that shit is humans. Which explains why a dog is man's best friend. And cats are great when you just want to be entertained. And occasionally given affection, depending on the cat. Personally, I've had some incredibly affectionate kitties, and I've also had some, look up the definition of catitude kitties. And now the moment of truth. I've seen patches of snow, so I know it fell. Oh, look. Okay, I've got patches in my rocks. That's good. Or, wait. I think that's all on my neighbor's side of the rocks. Okay, my neighbors have patches of snow in their rocks. My rocks are dry, but aren't they cool? I mean, I'm sorry, if you were a kid, wouldn't you want to climb those? My inspiration for what I'm attempting to build out here. Yes, this is my little ritual. I do a loopy-loop through the driveway that cannot be legally. Can't permit this shit. No. But I still can blaze it. I can blaze it. I just can't call it a driveway. It can't be legally called a driveway. Back to my whole inspiration. When I was a kid, I had a field across the street from my house. We also had White Rock Lake. Close enough that when we got big enough, we could ride our bikes. Not only to it, but all the way around it. Once we were old enough to have cars, we basically threw our bikes in the cars and drove ourselves to the lake to ride our bikes around it. I was never the athletic personality, and there went my little red bag again. But it waited till, it was being bounced and jiggled. But there was also Flagpole Hill. Now, Flagpole Hill was essentially a public or state, I think it was state, I'm not sure. Anyway, the flag flew proudly in the heart of that little park, letting us know that the park was a gift from the United States of America, freely available for public use. So, see, that's the America I grew up in. It's the only America I ever knew as a kid. I had to park and put the red bag back up in the window. Get ready to go unlock gates, which I hope I never... I hate locking things up that should be open. And in this case, because there's nothing to steal, or, hopefully people who are invited to come share this, there's always the potential for an asshole. That's just life. 10 million people can all be cohesively coexisting. And then there's that one asshole that just and then everyone pays the consequences of it. Consequences affect more than just the individual making the poor choices. But anyway, Flagpole Hill was full of cedar trees, and it was a park. So my childlike imagination could just run rampant. I could be blazing a trail in Colorado at Flagpole Hill. I want to give people an opportunity to do it for real. And in doing so, help me support the quality of life for castaways. I want kids to learn how to make connections with something that isn't just entertainment. To see that this is a sentient being. It's gotten old. It's fragile. We have to be careful. But they love it when you scratch them behind the ear or when you pet them like this. And if they roll over, they want you to rub their belly. And you can do that too if you want to, but you don't have to. that's part of, it's not the complete dream. Goodness knows I'm going to have my perfect little space where all my stuff fits, and I'm not bothering anyone or taking up their space. You know, that's the thing that takes me down many levels for many reasons, is that, you know, I've spent my life around people who have no problem telling me what a pain in the ass or inconvenience I am, and that I'm just too much trouble. So I need to get out of their life. And I'm fairly certain that is the emotional state these canines are in. What did I do wrong? I thought you loved me. I'm sorry I got old and sick.